So today's video is for, well, everybody, because I'm relatable as hell, especially for you young people out there who are finally able to understand what's going on and can watch the election unfold on TV. I remember when I was a young lad and first was like, oh, election, my first one, I understand it with my tiny brain. I sat down in front of the TV waiting for the vote tallies to roll in, and then when the truth was revealed, I stared at the screen and said, what the f***? I don't know. I don't know if I swore that much back then. I mean, I was probably watching The Simpsons, so it was like, don't have a cow, man. That's probably what I said. Or dope! The point is, what I saw was the Electoral College, also known as the stupidest thing we've ever... Oh, wait. New lamp. Got a new lamp. Also, voted today. That bulb temperature's wrong. Let me change that. That's better. Is that better? I don't know. Let's have a vote, and we'll put it through an Electoral College, and then we'll be confused.
Like, move it over a little bit.
Anyway, voted today, and I'm about to go through this whole process again, watching the election unfold. I need a beer. Today should be a holiday anyways. Let's celebrate. You know what? It's too bright. I need to get a dimmer bulb. Anyway, the Electoral College. What is it? Okay, I just read the Wikipedia page and I'm trying to wrap my mind around it myself, and it's still kind of hard to understand. I even checked out Crash Course Government. This awesome, sexy host is very helpful. But here's the thing. Each state has electoral votes, and they are different numbers for each state. Why do they get that number? It is the number of representatives they have in Congress. And Congress is the House of Representatives and the Senate. Each state gets 2 senators, so there's 100 total senators. And each state gets the number of representatives proportional to their population. They're guaranteed 1, even if their population is below what would equal 1 representative. So that means California, a very highly populated state, has 53 representatives and 2 senators, because every state gets 2 senators. 53 plus 2, total of 55 electoral votes. 55! That means whatever the majority of votes that go to California, probably a Democrat, will get 55 electoral votes. Not guaranteed, because one of those electors could change their mind, although they rarely do. And then take a state like Wyoming, one of the lowest populated state. 1 representative. And 2 senators, because every state gets 2 senators. And every state gets at least 1 representative. For a total of 3 electoral votes. Very low population, but they still get 2 senators. Therefore, an individual vote in Wyoming is worth more than an individual vote in California. Why is it like this, Craig? It's a good question. According to this passage in Wikipedia, if I'm understanding this correctly, there was a debate whether Congress should just decide on a president or if it should just be a popular vote. And then this interesting passage, the right of suffrage was much more diffusive in the North than the southern states, and the latter could have no influence in the election on the scores of Negroes. The substitution of electors obviated, that's a $5 word for you, this difficulty, and seemed on the whole to be liable to the fewest objections. So basically they decided on an electoral college, otherwise the North would have voted out slavery. Am I understanding that correctly? Even then it seems the worry of a civil war was looming. So therefore it gave a more equal representation across the country, supposedly. Alright guys, so initially when I started making this video, I was on the side of, I think the Electoral College is stupid. But in the interest of truth and fairness, I wanted to make sure I was right. I googled the case for the Electoral College. I found a New York Times article and a Slate article making the case for why we have the Electoral College, and there are some actually pretty good reasons why it exists. It's certainly flawed, and I realize it's very unpopular, and a lot of you are going to be like, why? What are you talking about? But just straight up popular vote could lead to problems. An example given in the Slate article is Romney, for instance. He was very popular in the South, but in an electoral college, he only really needs the majority. He doesn't need to get 100% of the vote there. The United States being what it is, it's large. It has many different regions. Without the Electoral College, Romney could have just campaigned in the South as hard as he could the whole election and won the vast majority and maybe taken the country. That could lead to the country only being represented by the South. Because of Electoral College, you do have to get votes from several different states in different parts of the country. Now that's just a hypothetical. Maybe it'd be impossible for a candidate to gain all the votes in one region. However, that is an argument for why it exists. It's more equal representation across the country. In the interest of not just being a blowhard on one side, I recommend checking out these articles. My personal feelings right now, Electoral College as it is, it seems kind of stupid that some people's votes are worth more than other people's votes. And that electors can choose not to even go with the population if they want to. It's just a purely popular vote the answer? I don't know. What we have is flawed and should change, but I don't think we have a 100% perfect solution either. Regardless, I see a lot of people saying they just don't vote because they don't believe in the Electoral College. I respect your decision, but it's the only system we have, and the only way to change it is to work with the system, as far as I can tell. And it's not that your vote doesn't count, it just counts weirdly and indirectly. I'm interested in what you think. I don't know if I've ever met anyone who likes the Electoral College, so I'm expecting a lot of negativity there. Anyway, I'm looking forward to sitting in front of the TV and watching along with everyone else to see who Florida decides who the next president is. So I hope that cleared up anything at Oh, you might want to watch Crash Course Government or Wikipedia. But my beard is longer now than it was in Crash Course, so be glad you watched this. You're welcome.